Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Emily. I do beauty videos here on YouTube and I try to upload 2 times a week. As you see from the title of this video, I finally are starting my collection series again. I haven't done one since like the beginning of 2019, and we will start off with bronzer. Just a quick disclaimer, I have a lot of makeup just because it's my hobby. I am a makeup artist, but I don't work as it, and I've like never do makeup on other people. But yeah, I'm a hoarder, and I need to declutter, and I will do that next year. Also, this look is up, or will be up. It's a shit chat, get ready with me. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into my bronzer collection. I want to start out with palettes. And the first one I can show you is this Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight in Fair Medium, and it has that shade. I need to pull out this and use it more because it's a really good shade for my fair skin. My husband bought this for me, so I'm actually going to keep that out because I need to use it more. Then I have this really old and really ugly looking C palette that contains one Hoola that has been a bit banged up, and the Hoola one looks like that. And then it has Smog from Makeup Store, which is a really old shade in my collection that I used to use as contour, because you can see it's a bit more cool toned. I need to declutter and throw that away, I think, because it's, as I said, it's quite old. I just need to grab some makeup removers. There we go. Then I have this Kokie powder and contour palette. It looks like this, and I broke the mirror. It looks like this, and I've mainly used that shade to contour with because it's light and a little bit more cool toned than Hoola and the other shades. I bought this in the US, I think last year or the year before that, and I think you can buy Kokie in Sweden now, but anyway, that's that. Then I have this Nip&Fab contour palette, and I need to stop buying contour palettes because I've only used this shade. I have tried the others, but it's not the same. So I use this as my contour, and that there you have that. And I do really like Nip&Fab. I have the blush palette, 2 of the blush palettes in this formula, and I do really like it, but I don't know why I feel the need to buy a 6-pan palette when I use 1 shade. Can someone please tell me why? Why? Then I have this really old Too Faced Kiko Contour kit. It looks like this. I think it's 5 or 6 years old. I've mainly used the medium cocoa shade. It looks like that. It's a bit more pigmented, but it's cool toned. I haven't used the dark cocoa that much. Let me swatch that for you, because it's a lot more like warm toned. It's that one. But do you think I should start a project pan? Please let me know in the comments down below, because if you want me to do that, I think I might do that. And then I want this medium cocoa I want to pan this because it's getting quite old and it needs to go. Then my last large palette, it's this Morphe 9C palette, and this is really old as well. I don't think it is available anymore. Once again, why do I buy a 9-pan of palette when I mainly have used, I think I mainly used that shade. Let me swatch that. Yes, I can see it's quite cool toned. Don't get me wrong, it's a really nice palette and it's a really nice shade for my fair skin tone, but I don't need it since I have some singles for my contour. I don't think that I will be declutter any of these except for the makeup store Smog, because that might be 10 years old. Hoarder. But yeah, that was all of my palettes. Now let's move into singles. I have this Kiko Ocean Field Bronzer in number 3 Perfect Tan. Now I have a really fair skin tone, so some of these I have to be a little bit careful with when applying, and some of these work really fine. Here's this bronzer, so as you can see it's quite fair. It looks quite warm toned, but it actually works for my fair skin tone. Then I have this MUA Bronze Perfection Matte in Sunset Tan. This is a little bit more cool toned. I've had this for a lot of years as well. It's not my favorite, but it's a bit more cool toned. I like it, and I don't know if I will keep it if I declutter, but that's that. I have the Milani Sunlight Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in number 1. That looks like this. It doesn't look used, but it is. It's a light, kind of warm toned bronzer that is really buildable, so it's really good for my fair skin tone. I can build this up. I have the Maybelline City Bronzer in number 100. It's also a light, kind of matte bronzer. A bit warm toned. It looks like that. But super stunning. I have the Fenty Beauty Inda Sun Bronzer. Now, it looks like I haven't used my bronzers that much, but I really do try to alternate. And here you have the Fenty one. And as you can see, these are all kind of similar, so if you have a fair skin tone, check any of these out. I think I have like one that are too dark for me in my collection. The rest I can work with. Then I have this really old makeup store blush in Nut. I haven't used this. I got this when I was studying to become a makeup artist, because this is... Maybe I should give this a try, because it's like a little bit darker than the other ones, and if I do it with a light hand, it might work. For many years I didn't use bronzers, and then for 4 years ago I really discovered it and started to use it every day. Yes, moving on. I have this Nabla Shade and Glow in Saint Tropez. This I use as a contour shade. I haven't used it in a really long time though, but it's a bit more cool toned. It looks like that. It has a sheen to it that I haven't seen before. Moving on to the one that I know that I'm going to declutter next year. This is the Lumene Nordic Nude Northern Lights Bronzer in Warm Glow number 2, and as you can see I have destroyed this a bit because this doesn't show up with the brush at all, and it barely shows up on my swatches, so I hate that. I have the Body Shop bronzing powder in number 1. This is the honey one. I bought this from a girl on Instagram. I had this for a really long time as well. They do not sell this anymore, but this is a really good shade if you are pale. And there it is. I think I might have swatched over the Lumene one, but there it is. Really good shade. I have the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil that I want to pan because it's one of my oldest bronzers, but it seems impossible. This is the lightest shade they do, and it's a bit orange, as you can see. So that's why I don't use it that much. I don't really. It's not one of my favorites. I have this Max Factor cream bronzer in light gold. This is not cream. So I don't know why it's called that. This is also a bit warm toned, but in the summer I can use it, and it's really like with the brush. My camera shut me off, so I don't know what was in it, but the Maybelline one, no, the Max Factor one is, if I use a brush, it's not that pigmented. I have the Tarte Amazonian Clay bronzer in Park Avenue Princess. This I've hardly used, and I can't really tell you why, because it's a really nice shade for my skin tone. It has a bit of a sheen to it, and I remember it melting into my skin pretty good. I do really try to alternate every week, but maybe I should alternate more often. I have the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It True Match Lumi Bronze It Sun-Kissed Bronzer for face and body in number 1 light. It looks like that. This is a bit more cool tone, and it has a sheen to it. It's what I'm wearing today. I have a lot of bronzer on today. It looks like that. So you can see the sheen on this. It's absolutely stunning. It's really easy to blend as well. Another contour shade, I have the NYX Blush in Taupe. It was all the rage a few years back. I have used one of these up, and I need to start using this again because it's like getting old, but as you can see it's a bit more cool toned, so it's perfect for contour on my fair skin tone. I realize now that I have missed the palette. I have the Linda Hallberg Infinity palette, but maybe that I can show you that in my face palette collection or something like that, but I have hit pan on many shades in that. I will actually go and collect it at the end of this video. Yes, let's do that. I have the Benefit Hoola Light. This is a really light shade, and it's perfect for my, how many times can I say it? It's perfect for my skin tone, but there you have that. It barely doesn't show up. It's really good for winter for me, and it doesn't have a smell. I thought it smelled, but it doesn't. I have this Wet n Wild Sunset Striptease Color Icon Bronzer. Hardly ever use this as well. This is a bit darker, I think. No, it wasn't. It was quite warm though. It's that there. It has a sheen to it as well. I do really like sheeny bronzers. I have the Clinique Powder Pop in Solar Pop. This is one of my favorite purchases this year, just because I love Clinique and I love these pop things. Here you have that. It's absolutely stunning. It's a little bit darker than my other bronzers, but if I use it in the summer I can get away with that. Here we have a really old one. This is the Soap & Glory Solar Powder. This I've had for many years, but this is perfect for a pale complexion, obviously. Now I have swatched, I have just swirled my finger in both of the colors and it looks like that. So it's perfect. It's old, and but it doesn't smell bad, and it didn't feel dry, that it has dried out, so maybe I can still use it. I don't want to declutter it away. Then I have 3 butter bronzers. I have the one in bronzer, and it looks like this. So I have a really large pan in this, and that makes me happy. And there you have the bronzer shade. And I have an untouched backup of that one. Then I bought the light bronzing shade a couple of years back, and they are quite similar. There's the light bronzer one. It's a bit more warm toned. I have swatched it with a more heavy hand. Also, this isn't as old as the other one. I do like them both. I regret buying a backup because I really don't need it. But now that I have it, I don't want to get rid of it. That's how I work. Yes, I only have a couple of items left. So the next thing is this Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in Sweet Tea. This is a little bit too dark for me during the winter. Now I've just swirled my finger in both of the shades, but this is what it looks like. It's this golden, like sheeny bronzer. I do really like it, obviously, since I have it. Then I have this Buxom Hot Escapes bronzer in Tahiti. This is several years old and barely used because I thought it was too dark on me, but I don't think it is anymore. It's just that it's not one of the colors that I alternate towards because it's really like orange. I prefer my bronzers either light or going on this reddish shade, because when I burn in the sun I don't get tanned, I get red. This is a good example. This is the Flower Beauty Heatwave Luminous Bronzer in L1. This is a really warm toned bronzer leaning towards more of a reddish tone. That you have that one. It's really, as I said, if I burn in the sun, or when I burn in the sun, I don't get a tan, I get red, and then it goes back to being this Casper the Friendly Ghost shade, basically. Then one of my favorite bronzers as well, this is the, as you can see it's all dangy, this is the Revolution Bronzer Reloaded in Holiday Romance. This is really good. It's one of my most used ones because it's so light and so like reflective, and it gives a sheen, and it just looks good on my skin tone. I don't know if it looks this good on other people, but this shade is really like my kind of shade. Then I have one contour stick to show you. This is the Nip&Fab Fix Sticks Definition in Cool Taupe. It looks like this. I have worn this a lot, and it's that typical greyish, now that's a bad swatch, but it's this typical greyish, cool toned, taupey color that is really good for fair skin tones. There you have that one. You can see the difference between the bronzers and that one. It's really pretty. Then I have the Larizzi Cosmetics bronzer stick in Aloha. It's a bit dark for me. I got this from a friend. She got it in a subscription box maybe 2 years ago. I can make this work if I have a really light hand, but it's not one of my favorites. My actual favorite is the Milk matte bronzer stick in Baked. This is really nice. This is also kind of dark when you do it like that, but if I have a light hand and use a brush, I can really like blend it out. Let's see if I can show you what I mean. This is golden though, but there you have that more blended out. So I can make it work. Now I'm sitting in front of two soft boxes, so now I look a little bit paler than I might do in real life, I don't know. But all of this suits my skin tone, more or less. So the last item that I forgot to show you when I showed you my palettes, it's the Linda Hallberg Infinity palette. Mine looks like this, and I wanted to show you the contour shade. It's called Cigar, and it's the greyest, one of the greyest colors that I have. It's more grayer than Taupe by NYX. Now it doesn't watch us, that's good. There you have that one. I usually mix it with my fave, which is that one, and then you have a bronzer in this as well. It's too warm for me, but I can mix. It's what this palette is for. But I just wanted to show you that. Mine is a bit old. And that was everything for my bronzer and contour collection of 2020. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I can talk today. If you have any of these bronzers, please let me know. If you have any other suggestions for bronzers for pale skin, I would love to know. These are all the ones that I own and all the ones that I use. But I want to buy the Becca one and the one from Hourglass, and I think that both of them will be bought next year. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and until I make another one, you guys, please take care. Bye!